Hi friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to 100 Days of Pockets, hosted by Cindy A. Lewis and me. I want to mention that Cindy's got a booklet of 100 Days of Pockets and you can download that. Check out my description box for the link.
All right, my friends, you're going to need 3 to 5 pieces of paper. It can be decorative paper or cardstock. So I have 4, as you can see. You want them to measure about 3 by 4, okay? So I've got mine cut to size. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to score each piece at the top 1/4 inch from the top edge to create a flap. So I'm going to flip this over like this. It's going to get scored 1/2 inch. So I'm lining up my ruler. I'm grabbing my bone folder and I'm scoring it. So let's do that to each one. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and fold over where we scored. All right, my friends, grab a base piece. Most of my journals are 8.5 by 11 and then folded. Not always, but I would say most of them are. So, you know, sometimes we go smaller, sometimes we go bigger, or we do different shapes, and that's perfectly fine. But since I need a base and I don't have a journal going right now, I am going to go ahead and use this black cardstock as my base. Now we are going to take our little pieces here, our waterfall pieces, and we're going to start at the bottom, and we're going to lay this out before we start gluing. We start at the bottom, and like this flap right here would be glued, okay? And then we're going to overlap this one slightly, and this is where we're going to figure out where we're overlapping, because we want to make sure all 4 of them fit on the page. And you could do 5, and so then you're going to overlap even more if you do 5. You can do 3 and spread them out more. So I can see that this needs to come down a little further here. There we go. And this needs to come down a little further here. And then here's the top. Okay, what do we think? I think that's spaced pretty nicely. I think that's not bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and mark them. How do I want to do this? Let me put my hand down. Put my hand down before they move. Okay. And so I'm going to mark where I'm going to put my glue line, which is going to be about here for this one. And for this one, it's going to be about here. This one will be about here. And then this one is going to be about here, okay? So now I'm going to grab my glue. And I might as well just put a strip of glue down each one while I've got the top off and all that good stuff. All right, my friends, so here's what we have so far. And if you open the bottom one, they all flip open just like a waterfall. And then coming back, it's the same way. All right, so just like it is. These are great for flipping up and writing yourself a note, right? So this is really fun and very cool. But if we want to turn them into pockets, and let's do that, I'm going to grab some scrap that's on my table. I'm going to take this little square and I'm going to glue it right here in the corner. And that's going to create a space where we can slide a tag in. All right, so let's do that. Give a little bit of space between your hinge and your pocket just so nothing gets in the way of the crease, okay? Just a little bit of space. A couple of millimeters is perfectly fine. I have some more scrap paper. I'm going to make 3 more of these. All right, my friends, I am going to tuck a tag into each little pocket now. Now we can embellish the top. I'm going to start off by adding this nice big piece of lace to the front pocket, or the one, you know, that's at the top, I guess I should say. All right, I got my lace adhered. Now we're gonna come over to, not that one, but this one. And I'm actually gonna size this down a little bit and just put this on here. Okay, on the second one, we got this one, right? So on the second one, I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of this trim. And I might put this trim on each one if I have enough. Let's measure it out and find out. I think that'll be really pretty and cohesive. So I think oh my gosh, we just made it. That's amazing. Okay. So let's grab this. I'm trying to use this up. If you've been watching these, you know I've been trying to use up this 3-in-1. Let me get this in place. I'll trim the ends when I'm done. I just want to get the glue down and get these in place first. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim the edges. And now on the top one, I'm going to add this pretty little tag. It's not going to be movable. It's going to be an adornment. This is chipboard, and I am going to use my Fabri-Tac on that, well, 3-in-1 on this, because we are adhering it down onto that lace. I'm paying special attention to put it far enough down so that the flap is not impeded and it can still open with no problems. If you have it hanging above where the crease is up here, you won't be able to open the flap all the way. And then you know what else would look cute? I'm thinking like a button on each one. All right, my friends, the first button we're gonna add is going to be on the corner of the tag here. I'm using gem tack to attach these. Let me make sure that's in the center. I think so. The gem tack is white, but it will dry clear, so we don't need to worry about that. All right, I'm going to get the top on this, and then I'll make sure all the buttons are lined up properly. Okay, let's see here. Let's center this, and then I can make sure the buttons are centered. This one looks good. I need to get this one over just a hair, and this one back over this way. Okay, I think we've got it. All right, my friends, this is my Waterfall Pocket, and I loved making this. I'm going to be really careful when I open them, but I do want to give you the full showing here. So you can see we put lace and trim and buttons on the outside, and when we flip them over, there's a little pocket. Oops, let me scoot this down. A little pocket with a little tag inside. Now I could go through and do some stenciling on these plain papers, and I probably will do that, stenciling or something. And then, so I have 2 on that side, and then I did 2 on this side. And the reason I did that was so that when they laid flat, they weren't like bulky on the left or right, you know, so that it was like evenly placed. All right, my friends, I hope you like it. I really like it. I really enjoyed making it. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow is a secret note pocket, so that sounds like a lot of fun as well. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for coming over and checking out this pocket. Well, pockets. And please check out Cindy A. Lewis today. See what she came up with for today. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you soon.